Hey there DIYers, welcome back to the channel. Hey, today I'm going to show you how to add an outside water spigot to your home. So let's get right into it. Alright, so for some time my wife has asked me if I could provide her with an outside faucet, outside outlet, water outlet spigot for the deck. And so she likes to spray the deck off. She sweeps it and she likes to spray it off, especially in the springtime when there's a lot of pollen. But she's tired of having to get the hose from down below and bring it up. And so I am now going to go ahead and hook her up with a water spigot. So went to the hardware store and I got the bib, which is the valve, and then I've got the connectors to connect into the existing plumbing. Now the easiest way you can do this is if you have existing exterior walled plumbing, meaning like a sink or a toilet or a shower, anything that has a water source coming to it and that is on the exterior of a wall, it's easy to tap into that from the outside. Sometimes you got to access it from the inside, but I know that with this house, with this siding, I can pretty much pop this siding off. Might have to go through a little bit of insulation, but I'll be able to get to the plumbing right inside there. And so here is the toilet, and the way this house was built, not to code, they actually have the plumbing. This toilet comes out, so the plumbing's here and it's actually in here, so that's the drain going down out to the septic. But right here, 32 inches from the window down, which I believe is right in here somewhere, is the water in that going to feed the tank for the toilet. So we're gonna pop off at least one, if not two of these panels here, the siding, and get access into that valve, and then we're going to tap into it. So I've got this little cutter here, should be able to pop onto the existing pipe and cut it. Otherwise you have to use like a little saw or some other method to cut the pipe, but I got this to extend it out a little bit. So anyway, at this point we would pop off these panels to get access to the plumbing and then see what we got to do from there. Alright, no more, and I pulled this panel off. Look at all those little wasp nests, or I think some of those are yellow jackets. And then we got some termite evidence in here, which obviously we saw down here where it's deteriorating. So I've got some new termite treatment I'm adding, but we gotta get these cleared off and then pop off these panels. Alright, so now we got at least this panel. We'll go ahead and cut this open here and see where we are at. Access, and so, oh, voila, there's the pipe. So just come over here a little bit. So it looks like it's don't really have much there to work with. Right, can't really tee in there, so let's come on over a little bit further here. Okay, just got some insulation there. Let's Okay. So there, it looks like a piece we can work with. Okay. So what we're going to do then is we're going to put this right here. So we're going to cut here, cut there. We'll splice this in, and then I don't think we're actually going to need hardly anything for. So once that's there, then I got some of this. We'll get just enough just to basically connect this, and then to connect this onto that. And then once we have that, this in there like that, this is just going to screw on there, and then this is going to then screw on the outside of the thing for support. I might put a piece of wood back there also to give it like cut a piece of this so it'll have something better to bolt into, so it'll be nice and firm, so when you're putting the hose on and off, you're not just going to be tearing up the little bit of the screw holes I don't think this will support it, this little pine panel here. So next thing we have to do is shut the water off and then bleed line, and then we'll be able to cut in there and get that going. And so yeah, so I can just use this, pop that on, just spin that around to cut that. That'll be a nice clean cut. Okay, so we will now put this in here, and so when I cut this, I'm not going to cut it like there and there because we obviously want the pipe to fit in there. So the pipe's going to come up into there. So here, if we look at that, we'll cut it, say like right there, and then for over here, we'll say it's right there. So we'll say there. So we're going to just cut out that little section there. So at this point, we're ready to cut. Well, not yet, because we got to shut off the water. So we'll shut off the water and then release the pressure from the line. So let's go do that. Okay, so we'll shut off the outside water feeding into the house. Okay, that's off. Okay, so I've already relieved the pressure, so that's on. And good. Toilet's already been flushed, so that line doesn't have any pressure in it. So now we're good to cut. Okay, now we'll go ahead and get this cut. So we'll just line this up here with that. Got that snapped on. Just tighten this up just a tiny bit. Spin it around. Tighten up a little more. Spin it again. Had more water in it than I thought it was going to, but not that finished draining out. All right, now I got that one. Let's go ahead and cut this other piece. So put it right there where that is. All right, now we're just going to apply the purple primer, then come back with the Rain or Shine medium blue PVC cement. So just put a little bit in here, a little bit around here, like that. Then with the glue, just put the glue around there, and we'll also put it in here. Yep. And then we'll just slide this up on it. Okay. Now we'll do the bottom piece. Got that there. Some up in here. Okay. And then for the glue, let's see if we put a little bit up in there and just go around. And just put that up there like that. And now we need to determine how much of this pipe we need to have. So what I'm doing is just putting this in here and just looking at where the siding is, how it flares out. I'm guessing it'll be about here. So it looks like we only need, let's see, we put that in there. Looks like right there to that W. So let me mark that. Okay, so I'm going to put that much in, so there's only going to be like, let's see, when that's in, and then this is in that one, there's only going to be roughly about 3/8 of an inch of this pipe actually showing between the two. But that's where we'll do that. So I'll go ahead and cut that. Alright, there's some of this in here, some primer, put some around this side. Okay. There's water setting in there, so we'll just put it on this side. Just make sure we get this good and coated. Okay. So I'll push this in here. Pop that in there like so. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is I want to go ahead and put this wood backer on here because I said, you know, this is just thin pine or not shingle siding, and so when it's up here, if I just screw into that, that's gonna pull through because this is pretty soft wood, especially after being as old as it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to line this up, determine where that hole should go, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a little square of this, and I'm going to glue it to the back of this so that it'll be over this area. And then when I get this connected through, this will actually screw into this going through the siding here. So I'll go and get me a little piece cut here and then glue that on there, and then we'll drill the hole and finish up. Okay, so it's a little piece there. Yep, we'll just cut that. Just got some Gorilla Glue here. Just put some of this on here. Get it nice and glued up. Looking at where this goes. All right, so I got that on there. This board is actually warped from being so old, and so what it is, like the glue wasn't holding it well enough, so I just put two wood screws in here, one top and bottom, so it'll help hold that into place. All right, so now thing is I could guess as to where the hole's going to be, right? But to get a little better idea as to where that's to go, what I can do is I can take this marker and I can just put it in there like so, and then I'll put this up to where it's to go, and then just push it down onto the marker, right? Then I got a spot on the back there. Looks like it's pretty much right in the middle. So, I don't know if you can see that back there. Just kind of marked around, but right in the middle is where it is. So, I'll go ahead and get that drilled. Okay. All right, so this is going to be pretty much flush and mount right there like so. And so this portion is what's going to be sticking through. So it's not quite big enough. So I need to open this up a little more. So let me grab my Dremel, and, or not my Dremel, but my little raspy bits, and we'll rasp that out so that this fits through there. And so it'll actually be on the other side, connected to that, and we'll be good. All right, I bought this handy little pack of rasp, whatever you want to call them, little bits, and so I can take one of these. Let's see, I'll try this square one here. These are pretty handy. Oops. Okay. Okay, so I think I got that burrowed out far enough so that slides in there nice like that. So then this will just line up to the pipe. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and glue this to the pipe here. We'll get that glued, and then we should be able to then slide the siding piece back on top over that, and that should be able to just pop in there like so. And then we can put the valve on the other side, tighten it up, and be good. So let's go ahead and do that. Put a little bit around this one, put some on the inside of this. Okay, just pop that on there like so. Alright, I'm just going to pack this back in here with some insulation. And do some over here on the other side where that was opened up. At this point, we'll try to get this lined up and get this there. Good, look at that, that pulls right out, so I can get a bite on that with the pliers when I'm putting on the valve. At this point, we just want to go ahead and put some tape on this. And when you put these on threads, you want to put it on clockwise, because when you then turn this on, you don't want to have it pulling the tape back off. So you generally go about 2 to 3 turns on this. Shouldn't be take much more than that. Okay, somewhere like so. We'll just start putting the valve on. Of course, try and get a good bite here on that. That should be good there. All right, I'm just going to give that a little bit more time to dry, and then we can turn the water back on and be good to go. We'll put a couple screws there. All right, at this point we're ready to turn on the water, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we turn on the water slowly. Okay, water's on. Okay, now we got the water back on. Toilet's filling back up. Let's go outside and check the valve. Okay, so here we are. Don't think there's any leaks there. I think we should be good. Now we'll just get this screwed on, and then voila, we have very good. All right, now just put a couple screws in here just to hold it in place. Oops. Okay, got that side. Okay, got that, and we are good to go. So we have water outlet for up here. We are good to go. All right, I just need to tack this piece of siding back in, and job success. Well, it was really humid out, so that wasn't too bad of a project. Every time I dive into one of these, there's always something that kind of gets in my way. I always have to, you know, make changes or make alterations, kind of divert my original attack, but eventually I get there. So if you like this video, I appreciate it if you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for upcoming videos, and I tell you, we got a lot more projects coming, so stay tuned.